Hello everyone, welcome back to another speed build. Now today, instead of doing one of our CC3 builds as we normally do on a Thursday, I'm actually going to be going in and doing the build for our Legacy Challenge. So that's pretty exciting. So if you haven't seen the Legacy Challenge at all so far, we started off with a sim. It was a self-sim, so it was me. And we've gone from having absolutely no money whatsoever to having enough money to get a house that looks somewhat like this. Now we have got a little bit more earning to do before we can afford this, but it really won't be long before we're actually getting involved in something like this. Now because it's a Legacy Challenge and they've made so much money and all that sort of fun stuff, I wanted to make it a bit, snooty, a bit luxe. You're on the biggest lot on Del Sol Valley. I can say words. On the biggest lot on Del Sol Valley, of course, I want to make it look a little bit bougie. I mean, who can really blame me? It's very it's interesting, and I've made some custom content for I keep doing this with my nose, banging myself against the filter. I don't know if you can actually hear that. It's probably really super duper annoying, and I'm so sorry that I kept doing it just to prove to you what I was doing. But yeah, you'll see when we get into the decoration that I have some custom content that I've made of paintings and stuff that go up in this house that you will probably think, oh my god, really? But that's the vibe I was going for. They had humble beginnings and now they can afford to be super snooty. It's my thoughts. And I love this little, it's basically a corridor, but it's got archways all along it. It kind of gave me Spanish villa vibes, which is kind of cool. It was definitely what I was going for in this instance, because it makes it look all posh and a little bit like some of the homes you get in Hollywood and all that sort of fun stuff. I don't even know if that's actually what they look like in Hollywood, but I was going for a very posh kind of celebrity villa kind of vibe, and I think I pretty much nailed it. Some rooms could be bigger. I mean, in fairness, it's a pretty small little villa as villas go, but there's definitely room for scaling and all that sort of fun stuff. I mean, we're only a family of 4 sims on this Legacy Challenge right now, but soon enough, I'm sure there will be a house of 8 sims that we've got to deal with. As you'll see when we get to furnishing it, we do some kind of minimalist furnishing in some areas, and some of it's pretty over the top and kind of lived in. That was mainly me coming to the conclusion that I don't know how I'm going to enjoy playing in certain areas if they were fully furnished or what have you. The living space is quite bare in this one, whereas the kitchen is not. I've kind of done a good job of cluttering the kitchen. But you play in those sort of rooms in very different styles, and I just kind of wanted to get a feel for how exactly I was going to play in said rooms before I fully commit to super heavy clutter furnishing in places like the living room and stuff. I think it looks perfect. I think it looks fine. I'm super happy with the way the whole thing turned out, even the rooms that are slightly less decorated. But it's definitely something I just wanted to put out there for the sake of it, because I'm sure you'll probably end up watching this and being like, why haven't you decorated half of it, when I really have. But yeah, we kind of pretty much at a point now where we've got this floor plan kind of laid out. I really like the way the mezzanine looks on the top floor there, with the kind of fence looking over it. And you'll see when it comes to lighting it, I did a really cool thing with the lighting, which you'll be pleased about for sure. Unfortunately, because I made a whole room using just fences, it technically wants to be an outside room and therefore places the freeze, and I can't get rid of it because the whole outside has got a freeze on it and all that sort of fun stuff. So we just have to make it work. And in the photos it shows up black, which is not what it looks like in game, but you know, fun. We've got to make do with what we got, I suppose. And one thing I do really enjoy about this particular build is the way the back looks, like the garden area, which you will soon see, I'm sure. I think I get to it pretty much after this. I was like, when I was building this, I was thinking, what sort of celebrity mansion kind of homes, what sort of things do they have? And here we go. One of the things that was lacking until this point was in fact a swimming pool, and I'd say it's a relatively modest pool for a lot of this size, for sure. I really wanted to do it so that you could have windows in the bottom there, but it won't work unless it's an actual like wall, which is absolutely fine. I might think about doing something like that in the next iteration of the legacy build. I like the idea of them being just like super mad, heavy duty kind of big style celebrity mansions the whole time. We might go modest with some generation of the legacy, who knows, but we're definitely going to have some room for all the collections that we need to start getting ahead of, which we totally haven't been getting ahead of to this point. So I will probably end up building a museum or something for that, so that's going to be fun. I end up going with a very kind of light stone the whole way around. I figured it worked. I feel like it's pretty, I don't know. I'm not very good at commentating today, apparently. It's just, I don't know. I guess I've been cooped up in the house all day because, like I'm sure a lot of you are, I am working from home for the time being, and it's like the evening now, and I just ate like a huge dinner that's made me feel a little bit unwell. So I'm just like, have I got to do this? But I totally do, because this is coming out tomorrow. So, yeah. On that subject, though, I hope everybody is doing well and staying safe and coping well with staying indoors and all that sort of fun stuff wherever you are in the world. For me, it's pretty much normal, apart from the fact I'm working from home. I don't really leave the house too much anyway, other than to go to the shop, but I haven't needed to do that since the weekend, I suppose, before the situation got really bad over here. But it's definitely escalated since the weekend, that's for sure. I will also say that my university is making me do lectures online now instead of in person, so that's been an interesting teething period as well. So yeah, hopefully the world makes a speedy recovery sometime soon, because I want to go on a holiday and most of them have been cancelled. I had plans to go to TwitchCon Europe in May, and that's been cancelled. We've got a holiday next week booked for somewhere inside the UK. So I'm just sitting there with my fingers crossed, because it's my other half's birthday, and I don't want to let him down because he's really excited about it. And we're going to go see some seals, which are like his favourite animal in the world. So it's going to be awesome, but if we can go, that is. So yes, but most importantly, everybody needs to stay safe and look after themselves, and yeah, just take care of as many other people as they can within their limits and all that sort of stuff. So yeah, that's the important thing here. I think I am now getting onto the kitchen. Yes, I am. I love this kitchen. I think it works really, really well. We use the Kitchen Stuff Pack by Felixander and Harry, and I really, really love the way it turned out. We've got this really cool island set up in the middle. There's like a little breakfast bar, as well as having like lots of shelves for storage and stuff, loads of cabinets. Just looks really like contemporary, but works really well in the space that we've got. And for being quite a narrow looking kitchen, even though like some of the kitchens I've made in the game are way smaller than this in both width and height, or width and depth, I suppose. It feels like a really, really narrow kitchen. But yeah, I love it. I think it looks really, really awesome, and I clutter the hell out of it with the help of some clutter from the kitchen stuff pack and from Ravisheen on the Sims Resource, who also does some really cool kitchen clutter. So that is really awesome. Here you can see me doing that light. That spiral lamp looks perfect across those multiple stories. I think it looks really, really good. Just adding some cool lighting. I figured it would be cool to do multi-level lighting, but then I added a pot rack in there and it just ended up being too much hassle, so we put them all at the same level, made them a little bit tidier, and yeah, so that's kind of where it went after this. So my current heir, or the founder I suppose, Meg, is a chef, so I definitely wanted to have a really good kitchen space in this build. She's got level 10 cooking, level 10 gourmet. She hasn't got level 10 mixology, so that's not quite there, but we did add a bar in because I figured entertaining in this building would be awesome. And we've added laundry in, which could be quite a large undertaking in a household like this. Tell you what, in that foster home challenge, that is not working too well for us. But we do it anyway. I think laundry is one of the more fun aspects of the game, to be honest with you. I think it adds a little something to the game, more so than I find seasons do. That's just my personal way of playing though. You're all gonna sit there like, no, season's the best. And like, more power to you. I know it's one of those things that a lot of simmers love, and it's championed for an expansion pack in every single game, which is absolutely fine. It's something that real life has, so it makes a lot of sense. It's just not my favourite in terms of gameplay, but you know, it's no big deal, to be honest. It's nice to have things that happen only at certain times, and I think the event system we've got in The Sims 4 works out really well, and it's probably one of the better aspects of the season's expansion pack as a whole, and it's been able to be used by other expansions as well, like the calendar feature. You can have like your class schedule on there, which is really super helpful, and yeah, so I don't think seasons is a bad expansion pack whatsoever. It's a gameplay aspect that's not big in my books. For anyone who cares, my favourite Sims 1 expansion pack was probably Superstar. My favourite Sims 2 was Free Time. Possibly. Or University. So either Free Time or University. Favourite Sims 3 was... I don't know what my favourite Sims 3 expansion pack would be. Definitely not Into the Future. Unfortunately, I really did not enjoy that, and I think my Let's Play of that on this channel way back when was like about 2 minutes long, I feel like. University was kind of fun in The Sims 3, but it didn't... I feel like Sims 4 has made it a bit better. Definitely think the Sims 2 way of doing University was the best though, and I loved building campuses in Sims 2. That was something I loved. Oh my goodness, I'm now thinking of all the Sims 2 expansion packs. Like Open for Business is genius as well. Oh, it's a difficult choice. Basically all of Sims 2 is my favourite expansion pack, maybe. Pets is never my favourite, unfortunately. I really don't often play with pets. I guess that's just the way I play. Maybe I should get a pet in a Let's Play, just to appease everybody. But pets has never really been like my go-to. Trying to think what my favourite Sims 3. Possibly Island Paradise. Apart from the fact it was super slow, it was a really good expansion. I like the idea of having a restaurant. That was super cool. Not a restaurant, a hotel resort place. That's what I meant to say. That was something that I really liked that they'd added from like Sims 2 days, I guess. It kind of felt very Sims 2 in the whole concept. But you know what? I really am struggling. You know, maybe Generations. Maybe Generations was my favourite in The Sims 3. I never actually thought I would say that. Mainly because, like, the only generation I really truly care about in The Sims is adults. I'm such a utilitarian player, I've realised. It's like, right, get shit done. Your life's done. There you go. If you're not getting shit done, then what's the problem? I guess because that's how I want to live my life, but I totally don't. I don't know. I never found myself playing Sims 3 as much as I do Sims 4. Like, I think Sims 4 has definitely got better gameplay. It's not very rich gameplay. There is a lot of aspects that are lacking, and a lot of the stuff that they added in just isn't quite what like it could be. Mainly looking at Sims 2 for the guidance in terms of what it could be. But yeah, I don't really feel like I played Sims 3 all too much outside of Let's Plays, which is unfortunate. But Sims 4 I'm definitely a fan of all round. And yes, finally we see the portrait that went up on the wall there. It was one of the lovely group portraits. It's one of many portraits, I'll have you know, for this McWebb family. I got them to do a big old photo shoot in my off time, and I made some paintings, some custom paintings. And yeah, that's what we've got. I've got one of Keegan and Meg on their own, since they are heirs and founders, like in that big size that we did for the big family one. Then I've also got a really cute one of Meg and Mitchell together, which is awesome. And then I've got individual ones of them all as like smaller pieces that we will put up in the hallway space where those arches are shortly. But like I've done a really narcissistic thing with this build. Like, I've made a study that's specifically for the heir, and I've put the heir's like painting on the wall, and Keegan's bedroom has his painting in as well. I feel like it's super narcissistic for sure, but it's what I've done. And you probably just saw that super awesome painting of Meg and Mitchell together on the couch. I think it's my favourite picture of the ones that I did. I really like the black and white like family photo with them all like staring off into the distance. That one's pretty cool too. But I think the couple photo is like super cute. They look like such a power couple in that image, and it's just, I love it. And I totally want to do something like that for every generation. So when Keegan's married and all that sort of stuff, and Keegan's had kids and all that, we're going to do another one. We're going to have more family photos everywhere. But they're not just going to be normal old family photos. They're going to be custom content. So yeah, fun. You guys can totally let me know if you want these for your game. I don't know why you would possibly even want them for your game. They're not high quality peak stuff, but you're more than welcome to have them in your game if you so desire. I think out of the ones that I've done, that couple's picture is probably the most likely sort of one to be wanted in a home that's not this family's home, because they are big pictures. They are big ones. Like, I don't know. Could be an interesting piece. I don't think I'll be using them in any of my other builds. But you never know. Who knows? Oh yeah, I forgot about these ones. I did some leaning paintings of her as well that could just go on the side, because of course. Yeah, I liked the whole narcissism thing. It kind of worked for me. Don't ask me why. I just wanted it. Just figured it would be cool. I'm sorry. If you all think this was a stupid idea, feel free to let me know, because you're probably right. To be honest, I don't need you to tell me you were right, because pretty much know at this point that, yeah, big old family photos everywhere. Big old narcissistic black and white family photos everywhere. Yeah, I see it. I understand. I can see why you'd think that we're quite a narcissistic family. But yes, now onto the living room, which I told you was going to be slightly more minimalist in its decoration. I wanted to keep this place, it's really light, and I like the idea of keeping it like super light going forward, and we just kind of have a couch, TV, a nice little console area which is made out of cabinets, and a desk in the corner which doesn't actually have a PC or anything on. I didn't know whether I wanted to put a PC on there, since we have actually got 2 PCs in this build besides this little desk, so I figured it could be a homework desk while our Sims are teenagers or something like that. Who knows? So I think, yeah, for sure. I just got up a list of Sims 3 expansion packs, and I don't want to say it, because you know what? I'm gonna own it. Generations was probably my favourite expansion pack. I can't remember what seasons added, to be fair to you. Like, actually Seasons was one of the last ones I got. Because at that time I wasn't buying things like immediately as soon as they came out, just because money was not the easiest thing to have as a 16-year-old, 17-year-old or whatever. And in terms of Sims 2, oh my god, every one of them was good. University was superb. The ability to build campuses all of your own was beautiful. The best. It's all I ever wanted to do. I never fully finished a university campus, but every time I load up The Sims, I try, I swear. Nightlife was probably one of the lesser for me. Did enjoy a lot of the stuff it brought though. And we mustn't forget Mrs. Crumplebottom either. She came with Nightlife. Open for Business, superb expansion pack. We'll love that to this day. Paired really well with Fruit Time, which we will get onto shortly. Pets. I mean, out of all the Pets expansions that we have got, I have liked the Pets of Sims 2, I think, the best. I think that's fair to say. Seasons, I'm not sure I remember too much about Seasons from The Sims 2 either. Gosh, I'm just that was when a lot of the planting came. That was when the gardening came in. And plant Sims and all that sort of stuff. I think that was the first time we ever got gardening in The Sims. Yeah, no, I do remember that. That was pretty enjoyable. Gardening is imperative to all Sims games ever now. Bon Voyage. Again, being able to build a holiday resort from scratch, the whole thing, like a whole neighborhood worth. Beautiful. I loved it. It was great. I built like caravan parks and all sorts of stuff. Free Time was great because it paired so nicely with Open for Business. I'd sell fixer-upper cars, I'd sell clothes, all that sort of fun stuff. All the stuff that came with Free Time was beautiful. And that's kind of what I'm hoping for this DIY Delight stuff pack that we're getting, but won't happen, I'm sure. And then Apartment Life was beautiful as well. Apartment Life is the best apartments that we've ever had in The Sims. Mainly because you got to build the thing from scratch. You could have duplexes, and you could have someone else live in the other side of a duplex. You could have townhouses and do the same thing. You could build big old apartment buildings, but you didn't have to. You could make duplexes, detached houses, terraced houses, townhouses, anything you wanted. And I loved it, and I wish, and I keep wishing it every time like a city living or a nightlife or anything like that comes out. I wish for that. And we didn't even get it. Even something similar to that in the dorms in The Sims 3 or The Sims 4. And I'm just, it makes me so sad. It makes me so sad. But somehow we are coming towards the end of this build already. So that's exciting. I put a ton, and I mean a ton of these like flea market stands for the paintings and the and just the collectibles, I suppose, is what they're for, or just like tabletop furniture, I suppose. So I've done a ton of them, and then I added this cute little I guess it's just kind of like a little nook underneath this pergola, as it is known. I've never said the word pergola out loud, and I'm slightly concerned that that's not how you pronounce a pergola. But oh well. This is just sort of like an outdoor hobbies area, because I realised that whilst I built rather an eccentric home, there wasn't really much in the way of space for hobbies. There was no gym. There wasn't any of that. So I've chucked it outside for the time being, and I'm sure we'll work it into the gameplay, like adding some more space for that sort of stuff, or maybe even next time we build this place, we'll do something similar to that. And landscaping wise, I've gone really rather minimalist once again. I don't know how much bigger I'm going to make this within the grounds of just Let's Playing, so I wanted to keep my options open without having to tear out a bunch of trees or like a big flower bed or anything like that, because this is definitely not where I'm at finally for this legacy. I mean, we're not even through the first generation, so I definitely want to keep our options open for expansion. But I've tried to make it look nice. We've done our usual dirt borders around all of the walls, make it look a bit more like it's in the building or what have you. Really hate the way that bay window does that, but we got it sorted. And yeah, just going around this, we add in a few trees just to make the front look really nice, and that ends up really being pretty much it. So yeah, I'm gonna leave you guys with the photos in just a moment, and I hope you've enjoyed this slightly different speed build. And once again, I am kind of sorry it's not a CC-free one, because I do understand that a lot of you enjoy the CC-free ones, and they're things you can actually play with really super easily without having to download my entire list of CC. But there will be more, I promise. I've got some cool ones coming that will be worth the wait. So thank you all ever so much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed, and I look forward to seeing you next time.